Oh, he got that chopped and screwed.
I can't hear it though.
Oh wow,
there you go.
that's funny. I'm gonna keep that in there.
He said,
Oh,
come on. Let me do my
Come listen, young man.
DJ Brian J, he had to flex real quick, man. It's the Clear Vision Pod.
Yes, it is.
Got me, myself, John. Got my boy Trevo.
Yeah.
My boy Eli.
What up?
And yours truly, Brian J on the board.
Here.
And we back again, you know what I'm saying? It's another episode, another week. Consistency is key. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Consistency is key. Trevor, where can they find us at?
You can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, really anywhere that you listen to your podcast. We are now there. Of course, here at YouTube, let me stop and say shout out to our subscribers. We got to 100. We're like 105, 106 right now. Bro.
Yes, sir.
Turn up, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all for the support. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like our video. Leave a comment. You know, tap in with us. Engage with us. I think that's how we're going to grow, you know, through engagement. So,
Amen.
right.
And Eli, bro, if they want to get in contact with us, how can they do that?
Bro, do the listening letter, man, at clearvisionpod@gmail.com, clearvisionpod@gmail.com. We had a beautiful listening letter on the last episode. We need that kind of stuff on the show, man. So you guys are extremely important to the show. We need the voice from the public. Hit us up on that listening letter. And also, if you are just on Instagram or you just watched our video on YouTube, man, leave a comment and title it listener letter. You can do it that way. Easy. We want them either, whatever's easier for you, man. We just want to connect with you guys. So hit us up, clearvisionpod@gmail.com, clearvisionpod@gmail.com. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like Eli said, don't forget to follow us on Instagram. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars on your podcast platform. Leave a comment, increase that algorithm. And don't forget to donate to our Cash App at @Clear Vision Pod.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have it slide up to the middle of the video. We're gonna talk about our 7 days, but before we do that, man, we have a guest. I want to introduce him, man. He's a big brother of mine. He's a entrepreneur, a man with many talents. You know what I'm saying? He is just a blessing to earth, bro, to me, to my family, from the things he's assisted us with through our journey. I want to welcome Jamaal. Get rich off wisdom.
Come on.
Not get rich. I'm sorry, bro. Rich off wisdom.
Come on.
Beautiful. You good? Nah, you right, man.
Let's get into the right, bro. Oh, I had it right? Okay.
You had it right. Yeah, just for the merch, it's rich off wisdom.
Okay. Now, you know, we always start our episodes off. We talk about our last week, how good our week was or how bad it was. Shoot, I could start it off. I had a good week. I would like to believe some big things are moving in my life.
Come on.
That's just a blessing, bro. Yeah, no complaints. Shoot, I think I'm healthy. I've been taking my chlorophyll. Shout out to BJ.
Come on.
All right.
I've been drinking my elderberry.
Tell them how it tastes, bro. That crap is disgusting, by the way. It's pretty.
I got a mint flavor. I'll show y'all. Mine is good. I do the 3 drops on the tongue.
Yeah. It pays the cost to be the boss, and that crap is nasty. But hey, get your chlorophyll.
Amen.
I think we got ours for like 2 for $50 or something like that. It's worth it though, bro. It lasts a long time. So
y'all got that bougie chlorophyll. 2 for $50.
Bro, health is what BJ said in first season, bro. I'll never forget it. He said
say what I said.
He said a lot of things.
Nah, bro. He said we'll spend $150 on shoes. We'll spend all this money on a car, but you're gonna buy the cheapest toothpaste.
The $1 toothpaste. I still don't get it.
Tragic.
You know what I'm saying? Health is wealth, bro. But no, that was my week, bro. I had a good week, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good answer.
Good answer, John. Good answer.
I love it. No, Trevor, how was yours, bro?
My week was solid, bro. Good time with the family. I will highlight something in particular. So my boy Javon called me. I want to say it was like midweek, just checking in. You know, that's my guy, Javon. Shout out to my guy. He is a visionary.
He always checking in.
one of the closest male figures in my life outside of my brothers and my dad. That's my brother. Like, you know, blood wouldn't make us any closer. But my dog called me, bro, and he was like, man, Trev, bro, I got to ask you a question, man. Like, I'm really wanting to grow with my relationship with God. And, you know, I'm really starting to really want to identify with God as a Christian. But, like, you know, what makes you want to believe in God? Like, what makes you want to be a Christian? You know, like, what was there a moment in time? Like, why? You know, and so nobody's ever asked me that, bro. And so I kind of got caught off guard, and it just let me realize that, like, we gotta be prepared to witness to our friends, our family, to people, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, it's not just good enough just to be a Christian, bro, or just I believe in God, or I'm a Christian. Like, that's not enough. You know what I mean? And so I didn't have a specific moment in time, but what really pushes me to continue to have a relationship with God is what I witnessed from my parents.
Right.
And so I had the privilege to grow up in a Christian household, to know God. My mom and dad introduced me to God at an early age. I grew up in the church. Like, I understood the importance of God, right? And my dad taught me how to base my decisions around Christianity and around God. And, like, you know, I had a good foundation to stand on. And I saw that my mom and dad never, ever got too low because they always had God to lean on. And so I knew, like, as a kid, okay, I need to work on my relationship with God because I want to be there. I want to be as strong as they are. And so that was kind of like my testimony, but I definitely wanted to bring that up. Like, bro, we got to be ready to witness, bro. You know, I'm even bouncing off a book I'm reading called Kingdom Man. The way he explained it was, okay, for instance, like a white person that says, I'm not racist, right? But doesn't support, you know, black movements, doesn't oppose racism. They're just like, I'm not racist. And they think that's all that matters. Like, but that's not enough. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be, you know, on the opposition of racist things and supporting black movements and things like that. So it just kind of like shined a light on my life, and I hope, you know, that helps somebody.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. Shout out to your mom, bro.
That was powerful.
That question made you think a little bit. That's what's cool.
It hit me, bro. I was like, damn.
That's what's cool.
Yeah, and then also I feel like sometimes, you know, I agree with you, but there's certain things about that, you know, God can really, I feel like he can only be revealed like within their personal, because we can say all this stuff, but they're gonna have to see it for themselves. Because like I can only express through verbal expression of how good God's actually been to me, but you're gonna have to experience that on your own. So I hear what you're saying, but sometimes some certain things God's just gonna have to reveal to them, you know? But,
and like DJ was saying, you know, I mean, like Trevin, I agree 100% that we need to be ready, because people that don't believe or are kind of confused or, you know, in between lines, you know, that helped them out, you know, you saying that, you know what I mean? And I love, you know, that's why you need brothers and friends like that. You know, Javon's, I consider him one of my brothers as well, because his question helped you out. It moved you further in that journey as well. You know what I mean? And BJ is definitely right. I think I can tell you how good God's been to me and what he means to me, but I can't tell you how good God's been to you. You know what I mean? Because it's a personal thing. But that's really good, man. So
no, Eli, go ahead and tell us about
my week. Yeah, man, my week was good, man. It was really good. I had a lot of family time. Did our little gym thing. You know, I love beating them Carson boys, man. I love getting.
Man, it's a good feeling, ain't it, bro?
Hot, man. I just, you know, they for real. Hey, Cameron called me, and he called me the day before.
Wow.
The gym talking, you know, smack.
Eli, bro, we haven't lost much to the Carsons now that I think about it.
Not at all,
bro.
Man, not at all.
I need you there, bro. I need you there, bro.
I only lost one game the whole time we was there, bro.
Eli ass be fouling.
No,
no, not at all.
They would have talked, bro. They really
man.
got the Carsons got the nerve to talk about calls, bro.
Bro,
they love to cheat. Your foot was on the line. They swear they got the best
Cam pushed me off. He extended the elbow. He said, "Oh, he's just small."
Anyways, hold on. Let's not go too deep into that, bro. But anyway, I was making. I wanted to get under Trevor's skin, bro. But yeah, man. And then after that, I've been in Dallas the whole weekend and celebrating my brother's birthday, and also my mom. She's an evangelist, so she spoke at a church and supporting her and stuff like that. So that was the first time in a while that I've traveled with my brothers. That was our childhood. You know, my mom and her three sisters are national gospel singers. So growing up, I mean, we didn't have much, but that was the one fancy that we had in our life. We got to see the States and stuff like that, and so we haven't did that in a while, and it felt good. And now we have kids, so yeah, man, it was a really good family week, man. You know, shout out to my brother. He turned 20 on the 21st.
Whoa.
Shout out to
my little brother. Yeah, my twin. And it was just lovely, man. I'm super blessed. I'm super blessed.
Yeah,
love it, bro. Love it.
Shoot, I'll go ahead and go. Praise God. All y'all's last 7 days is really, really good. Now I ain't gonna lie, my last 7 days I would say very emotional. You know, I'm be honest because I don't really talk about it much, but just thinking about my son and, you know, thinking about the situation, and I feel like I should use this platform more to talk about it, but of course protecting him, because I do think this is going to be something that our kids are going to come back to, so of course protecting him, protecting the individual that gave birth to him, you know what I'm saying, protecting that whole situation. You know, it is a very emotional thing to, like, imagine fighting for something that's yours. Like, that's just visionaries. That's sit with that, and that's what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm dealing with, like, I'm fighting for something that I helped create.
Yeah.
All right. So it's like when you really, I don't know, but it's I had like Sunday, they called me up to start singing, like, because if y'all looked at my Instagram, like after that, I didn't show the part where I actually had to turn around and start crying, and it's like. That was, well, at first I felt embarrassed because I'm like, dang, now people think something wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, now they have to come and say, hey, well, what's going on? And it's crazy because, like, after I turned around and I seen, like, everybody who know the situation, they probably had as much tears as I did. So it's like, okay, y'all see the hurt and y'all feel the pain. So, just emotional, but, you know, we're going to make it.
I love that, deep. I love that, man. That's
my
so
7
deep.
days.
Man, BJ don't get deep on here often, though.
Yeah, I don't, but
I love that, bro.
That was the moment of transparency.
Come on, moment of transparency.
Fighting for what is yours, man. But that's a step in the right direction of life and growing. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even in marriage, I fight for my marriage, you know, and it's mine. You know what I mean? You know, I fight for my kids or whatever it is. That's kind of my position at my job. You know what I'm saying? So. But yours is a delicate and different situation,
right?
And bro, but I mean, you keep pushing on, guys. He's just making you stronger, bro.
Come on,
guys, bro.
Come on.
Yeah. Hey, when you going back to see him?
So I already did my mark, and it's so stupid. Let's not even get on that. And I can't even say much because the feds is watching. You know what I'm saying? And I'll say
the visionaries.
Yeah, the visionaries, the ones that have.
They need to go ahead and subscribe, though.
Yes, I'm saying if y'all gonna watch, you might as well subscribe. Praise God. But let me get my lawyer talk. April 30th at 1 p.m. I'll be there with my son. Praise
Amen.
God. We're going to have a good time. Praise God.
Sir.
Yes.
Heck yeah. All right,
y'all are
Jamaal.
funny
Oh, man. No, Jamaal, what about you, bro?
Nah, man, this week for me, honestly, it was a good break. So for me, my main 9 to 5, I work in the educational system for Yes Prep Charter School District, but I work as a financial analyst. So I get all the perks of spring break, winter break, all that stuff, you know, that the kids have besides summer break. So last week was my spring break. So I got to basically spend a lot of time with my people. Went out to eat with my moms, my pops, chill with my grandmother, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's important. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me and my girl went to go visit her people, you know what I'm saying? So she got some family time too. Like everybody it was just one of those weeks where like it was good to catch up. I know we were talking about this offline, but I also referee basketball. So throughout the basketball season, which right now for me is between the beginning of November and like the end of February, like March 1st, pretty much. Like I'm constantly on the go. You know what I'm saying? So I can do better, but at the same time, like they understand my goals and what I'm trying to achieve, and trying to see them between those 4 months. So, I mean, I refereed 110 games in 4 months between high school and lower level college ball. So I was on the road a lot, all over Houston, Dallas. I was everywhere, man. So that 4 months for me was tough because it was like I wanted to see him, but it was like every day, literally like 5 days a week, I was on the road. So it was a blessing for me last week to be able to sit down, catch up, spend time with them, talk about everything that's going on, man. But it was a good week. And before we continue, first off, y'all, congrats on getting to 100 subscribers.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, you know, that's a big step. John said earlier, consistency is key. You know what I'm saying? Consistency, great content, which y'all are doing. So congratulations on that. And I'm praying that anything that y'all have going on, like, you know, I know we're not deep into it, but anything that y'all have going on that y'all trying to figure out, that God just walk y'all through it in the right direction.
Absolutely.
You know He will. Just, you know, be patient with him. He's going to come right on time. So,
absolutely.
Thanks for that, man. It's love, bro.
Yeah, love. No, so I mean, Jamaal is my financial coach. I guess I think I left that part out. He's my financial coach. Cole, great at what he does. I done shout him out a few times. But Jamaal, I just want to ask you, what got you into doing what you do now?
So for me, man, honestly, I didn't learn. Just being completely transparent, I didn't learn my financial habits from anybody, like in a sense of like family or people that was close to me. So for me, it was just like, you know, certain situations growing up where it's like, I'm not gonna say I never went without in a certain sense because my people worked hard to do whatever they could for me. They did everything they could for me, and I appreciate them 100%. But there was just, you know, there's always an urge as a kid to where you just want more, right? Like you don't never ask your parents for something, they be like, nah, not today. You know what I'm saying? So thinking about that, and then just going through life, going through college, and having to manage certain situations with my family, starting to have like, I guess you could say, adulthood conversations about finances but it wasn't a lesson that somebody was teaching me. It was more like, this is what's going on, like this is the problem, but nobody had a solution. For me, that was kind of like, okay, I learned a lot from what not to do compared to like you telling me what to do. I can look at somebody and be like, oh, that's where they made their mistake. I'm not going to try to make that mistake. And the more and more I just dug into it, for me, it was kind of like, I knew at some point in time when you start thinking long term, which a lot of people don't. When I say long term, like retirement, like actually, like I don't even say wealthy. Let's just say just making it to retirement is like a long step for people.
Yeah,
like you just have to educate yourself pretty much on your own. And there's a lot of platforms that give you education, but I just feel like the more and more I dug into it, it became just like a personal thing for me. And I'm good with numbers, so I work as a financial analyst. Like literally, I can spitball numbers all day off the top of my head. So when it comes to certain situations, it's just like, all right, you tell me what's going on, you tell me what you're working with. I can just be like, my recommendation is blah 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 blah, and I can spit it. And as I started doing that, started helping friends for the free, and then somebody was like, bro, like you do this too good. So turn it into something else. And like right now, I'm a financial coach, which is different from a planner or an advisor. And to like, I guess, talk about the differences. A coach, for me, what I'm doing is the money that you have currently in your account or the money that you're making on a per 2 weeks basis or whatever the case may be, it's about managing what you have, which for a lot of people, that's the first step. And a lot of people don't know how to do that, right? So everybody wants to hop on this investing wave or real estate wave and just, I'm going to go do this and start a business or whatever the case may be. It's like, you can't manage what you have now, so how is God going to bless you with more?
Right. Absolutely.
So that's kind of like what the business is focused on now with plans of expansion to different areas. But financial planning and advising is somebody trying to get you like, you're thinking about retirement, but they're like solely focused on retirement and they're not really focusing on what you have now, which I feel like if you focus on what you have now, you can then work your way up to the retirement.
Exactly. Right. Okay. So, oh, wow. That's good.
That's kind of how it worked out for me.
So what is and anybody can answer, bro. What do y'all think is the biggest in our community, the biggest mess up? And what aspect is it? Just getting debt, not getting credit, spending too much money on the wrong thing, or saving too much money? What do y'all think is?
That's a good question. Okay, John. Before we answer that though, are y'all? I want to ask everybody: are y'all savers or are y'all spenders? Because I have no clue.
I'm a spender.
You're a spender.
I used to be a spender. Now I'm a saver.
Trevor, what are you?
I'm definitely a spender.
You're a spender. Wow, I didn't
think that from Trevor.
I didn't know.
Well. I'm just being honest. I mean, I invest, bro. I've came a long way, but by nature, I'm extremely generous, bro. That's my problem.
That's
bro.
me.
I just give. Like if something, my kid needs something, boom.
Right.
I don't really analyze it as thoroughly as I should. That's my problem.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm like, you got it at the moment, and it's yours.
Yeah. Okay. Boom. You know what I mean? Like we just recently started budgeting, bro. Me and my wife.
Right.
Recently.
Yeah. And it's hard because you get a different budget. Every year? I mean, you get a raise pretty much every year, depending on your job. And so, you do get a different budget. But I love what he said. You go from making $800 every 2 weeks to making $2,000, every 2 weeks. But if you still, every time you get paid, just spend your money, you still gonna be broke within a week. You know what I mean?
If you can't budget $10, bro, you can't budget 100,000.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely a saver, bro. And it makes my wife sick, but it made her better, and it made me better. She also makes me better because I think I say, she's like, dude, if you die, like with all this, you know what I'm saying? Then what's the point?
That's the crosswhere.
That's the balance. Yeah, that's the but John is a little loose, man. I've been around John.
So I'm real. I believe, bro.
He's like, F it.
That's John's mentality. It's so bad, but like I have that mentality, bro, because I just know I'm gonna get it back. And like Trevor said, I'm generous though, bro. Like I don't spend money on myself.
I be tripping, son.
Yeah, I don't spend money on myself either. Yeah.
I just hit Jamaal. I was like, bro, I need my own spending money, bro. Because no, for real, bro. I got to the point. I went from college, bro. I didn't make that much money. I barely made money in college, and then I got my job, which was a huge jump. Mm-hmm. But bro, I didn't buy myself nothing, bro. I mean, I invested. Okay, I bought up my mic, my stuff for my music.
Right.
A guitar, but those are more of assets.
Those are more, a little
bro,
bit.
They were so spaced out, bro. I really don't buy myself nothing. But as Carrie, she was like, Carrie's like, you need to quit buying me stuff, and I'd be like, dang, my bad. Or I see some little kids doing a fundraiser
today.
I see some little kids doing a fundraiser. I keep change on me. I give them money. Like that's just what I do, bro. I give.
So, I think as a culture, compared to other cultures, I think our culture is a giving culture, right? And I think with that being said, it's nothing wrong with giving. Like this is the thing about money. There's a million ways to skin money. Just like there's a million ways to skin a cat, and people say there's a million ways to skin a cat. There's so many. The conversation of money can never stop. So, for example, like somebody mentioned about giving money to like their kid when their kid wants something. There's certain ways to go about it that can still benefit you by being a spender, but you have to have, the right platforms in place, the right, you can do things through a business account, gain benefits. You can do things for, certain rewards. Like if you're paying something with a credit card or something, certain reward, like it's still ways that you can give and still receive some sort of benefit.
Right.
There's a lot of twists and turns with money. And so like, first off, to answer your question, as saving and spending, I'm naturally a saver. I think because it's like I just rather have security in my back pocket.
For a rainy day. That's what.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Just that situation. But like when I speak with most of my clients, honestly, the biggest trend that I see is just people spending money on things that are just really just wants.
Right.
Like, or some way say, like said before, what if I die? Right. But so now I always ask this question in return. So, one of y'all could probably answer this with the what if you die, right? If you die, but you didn't leave anybody anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean to you?
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it ain't got to be nothing major.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to leave them like $1 million business or
something
5-story crib.
Yeah.
But if the last thing that you purchased for them was NBA 2K,
yeah,
it's kind of like, dang,
some Jordans. I don't want to go there.
It's just like, what did you leave them? So I try to get people to think about, like, one, what are you leaving people if you do leave, which involves the trust and wills. But then also, two, just like making sure like you're secure. And I think the security part of Black culture is not necessarily a thought. Like, we don't think about death is gonna happen for everybody.
Yeah.
It's one of the easiest ways to pass on generational wealth.
Mm-hmm. It's death.
Death, right? Because you can have a life insurance policy that can leave somebody a wad of cash, and it's not super expensive.
It's not.
Right? But part of it is a risk. So,
can you explain what life insurance is and what goes into it?
So, okay, so for example, you may have like a term life policy, right? So you have term life and you have a whole life. I'm gonna just keep it really simple for the sake of this conversation. My term life policy right now, just being completely transparent, my term life policy costs me $20 a month. I have up until the age of 80 to pass away. So if I was to die pass away yesterday, $500,000 would go to my beneficiaries.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? Now, the risk in term life policy is it doesn't build any cash value. So it's like it's a 20 that I'm literally chunking to the insurance company. Right? If I make it to 81, the $20 that I've invested per month, all the way up until that time,
it's past that.
It don't matter?
Nothing. It means nothing.
Oh, wow.
Right? But this is the way you gotta, but this is the way, see, all right, so now, this is what you gotta think about.
They can be like, I better not make it to 80.
I was about to say something crazy, bro. I
better live it up to 55.
You know what I'm saying? So, but think about it like this, right? So you might initially think, man, like, don't none of it go to nobody? Like, I'm just chunking 20 away a month. So mathematically, if we doing numbers, right? $20 a month is $240 a year.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm 29. So let's just multiply that, or 20 by 29, or not 29. What? 80 minus 29 is 51. So from here until the age of 80, just doing the math, that's $12,000. That's $12,240 that I would have put over the course of 51 years.
Right.
That's $12,000 that I wasted. How many people do you know waste $12,000 very, very easily?
A lot.
I know a lot.
6 months.
A lot. And you may waste it in a year and don't even realize it.
Right.
I'm talking about wasting it over 51 years.
It's security, bro. It's security.
Right. I mean, I feel like you're not wasting it when if you do the numbers, really. I mean, like you said.
Well, if you die for 81.
Right.
Well, yeah, but at that point, everybody better have it together.
Well,
man.
real quick,
I need them to have the same thing I have, bro. They need to have that.
Go ahead and touch on the whole life though, because I know that whole life gives you benefits with like a cash value account and stuff like that, to where that you can pull from it. Can you explain the whole life policy?
Yeah. So like closing out term life, 12,000 for in comparison, 12,000 over the course of 51 years, but it's for a $500,000 payout. Right. That's nothing. 12,000 compared to 500. That's nothing. I mean, I would love to do that. I don't want to die at 80, but I would love to do that for my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for the whole life, it's more expensive. So instead of me paying $20 a month, I think the quote that I was receiving at one point in time, I was paying like $180, maybe like $160 a month.
That's a big difference.
The difference with that is you paying the $160, but it's building cash value, and that basically is saying that push come to shove later down the line, it's basically like a savings account that you can somewhat invest. So you can choose to invest certain parts of that money into the market to grow, right? So on a monthly basis, it's a difference of $140. Right. One has cash value, one doesn't. So on the one that has cash value, it's like a savings with a chance to invest, but the difference is the payout is a lot lower because it has cash value. So like, for example, that payout, may be $100,000 compared to $500,000.
500,
yeah.
Right. But now it's about what do you want to necessarily prioritize. You can build a savings with a little bit of an investing account. That way, if you need to dig into it later, like when you get older, say, for example, you have medical bills or, certain bills that may come up because you want to retire and not work, you cannot pull that money out. And the money grows tax-free.
Right.
So you're not going to pay taxes on it when you're pulling it out, but the money grew for free. And it also, like, you can live to like 101.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's still going to be $100.
Yeah. Because
it's a whole life policy. It's for your whole life. So, like, the policy that I have is a term 80, which is a term life policy up until the age of 80. And of course, they have like different term 25, term 30. It just means like basically how many years you want your policy to be open, or whatever the case may be. But those are like just some of the differences. But like I said, everybody I've talked to cannot have a conversation about death. But the truth is, whether you're a man, a woman, a child, a grandchild, whatever, you're going to experience it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So why not set up something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pass down some form of wealth to either your kids, your spouse, grandkids, or whomever, right?
Yeah.
So those are like one of the most simple ways to do it, but you got to put that money inside of a budget, which is where it all starts.
Right. Yeah.
You go from there.
Yeah.
What's cold is, if you think about it, all of us probably plan on dying with a significant other, right? Two people on that term life. Two people on that term life. So that's 500,000 each person. No.
So when you set up an account, like for example, if I just said, I wanted my mom and my dad to be my beneficiaries, they're splitting. Those two are splitting that 500.
Well, I'm saying like if Elon
family plan.
Okay, I got you.
Elon Joslin, yeah. So it'd probably be $40 a month.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and so I just think about leaving $1 million for, say, I just got all my kids, so $250 each, bro. That's a lot of money, bro, to open a business. You
can kill those curses, bro, just by starting.
I was just about to say that, bro, and like Trevor kind of touched on it last week. Talking about you didn't mention Gerber Life, but stuff like that, like for even your kids and yourself, and even if you do go to the plan that you can only, if you live past 80, then that's that. But hopefully what we do is we share this knowledge with our kids and our grandkids, so everybody can have this, so even if I live past 80, my family will be able to take care of me anyway, and they have that set up. And, and I think that's one way that you can start that generational, not rich, but wealth, in Black people in general, so. Go ahead. Go ahead. You had
a trick. I think I told John this when we first started talking about this a while back. This family did this, man. I was listening to a podcast. They did something. It was so cold. It was, the earlier you get insurance, right? And we spent this insurance thing for a minute, but it was just a trick that it was just like, it was crazy. So the earlier that you get insurance, the cheaper it is. Bar none, right? This family had a grandparent that wasn't doing very well, but when you're applying for insurance, they ask you certain questions like the trick I just told y'all about, like passing down generational wealth. They're not gonna be like, oh, somebody finna die tomorrow, let's open up a policy, because
the facts,
right?
Facts.
So if they got in right at a good time, had a grandparent that they felt like wasn't gonna make it for a couple of years. The policy was like $2,000 a month when they opened it up. But they split it between 10 of them.
Okay.
Right? So they listed all them. They listed themselves as beneficiaries, paid $200 a month. I think they only opened up like a 5-year policy, and it was $2,000. they paid it for like a year and a half. So $200 in a year is $2,400. So that's what, $3,600 from each person. When they banked out between all 10 of them, it was a $2 million policy. They split that. They split that, and that $3,600 that they put in turned into $200,000 as soon as that grandparent passed away. For each of them.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Somebody put the pillow on grandma. That's a shame, boy. They was like, I'm tired of paying the $200 a month, but
that's the sad part.
That's the bad part.
It's like doing that, you kind of count on.
Yeah, you be like, come on, man. You know, like you said you wasn't feeling good. You said you was ready. Come on.
That's boy, he like toxic.
But that's real though. Like that's where it get awkward
like,
for real.
At this point, you being selfish. At this point, you being selfish.
I mean, grandma didn't know about the policy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Eli,
they started extra salt and sugar, bro. Yeah. That man said a year and a half. That was perfectly calculated, bro. That's crazy, dog. Yeah. You know, I see
it's just insurance is just one thing, man. That's just one way.
It's part of it.
But yeah, man, it's
Eli, you terrible, bro.
It's interesting, man. But
No, facts. I am curious though. Y'all say y'all are savers, Eli and Jamaal and BJ now. How much saving? I understand you probably the more money you get, your lifestyle changes, you buy more stuff, you get bigger bills, all that.
Yeah.
But how much money in your savings is too much? At what point do you be like, okay, we got enough in our savings, now we need to invest in, I don't know, a Roth IRA or insurance policy? I don't know, but how much is too enough?
I need to change my answer. Okay. I'm not a spender. I'm working on saving better because I'm married now, so I can't save how I want to save or as much as I want to save because there's two people, and my wife. I got my wife,
Right.
So now we're working together to save and work on credit and stuff like that. So our saving is climbing, but it's hard, when you have, when you can't control everything. Let's just be honest. It's hard.
Flat tire, engine go out.
Facts. Yeah. Or your wife just want to go, just go crazy one month or whatever, and she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like you said, there's a balance to it. Now that's a good question. I think once we get to that point, as far as like, all right, we got a lot in the savings account, we need to go ahead and invest into it. I think it's just whatever. I've always thought about, like you said earlier, redoing a house or whatever and fixing it up and flipping a house and stuff like that when we had the money. But I do understand that if we can't, like you said earlier, if we can't save what we have now, once we do that, we're going to have to save money to even take care of, pipes busting, for someone else's house, because we're going to now be the landlords to that house, you know what I mean? So that's just that's a whole nother step that we have to do in ourselves. We have to see in ourselves to succeed for ourselves, in a sense, to have those assets, which is the goal as far as, good credit and bad credit. I don't mind us, being in debt as long as whatever we are in debt for is going to eventually make money for us and start paying stuff for us. You know what I mean? So, but that's just like a further along. I don't know. I don't have a number in my head, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't think there's truly a magic number. Like there's not like a magic number for retirement either.
Right.
Like you have something that you would want in a sense. And I mean, I don't think there's like somebody, if they wanted to, they could just retire tomorrow and then be like, I mean, I don't know. Like there's no magic number to necessarily say save or invest. I think for me, my personal plan or what I recommend is 4 to 6 months of living expenses, saying that you don't have to change whatever you pay for every month at all. Right? And the only reason I say 4 to 6, and you'll hear people give different answers, but the reason I say 4 to 6 is because in the world that we live in, per se, you got laid off yesterday. Right? Going to get another job is not the hard part. Going to get a job that pays what you want it to pay sometimes is the harder part. But you can always find a way to bring in money.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's my thought process behind that. And then I have like multiple accounts. So I have like an online savings that's a sole purpose that I don't touch. It's at $1 amount. I ain't touching it at all. If I got to go into it, I go into it. I got the few investing accounts that I have. But the main thing for me is when I create my budget, like I make a little bit of room for all of them. Because the main thing about money is diversifying your money.
Right.
Yeah.
So with the diversification thing, which is the thing where like if you put all your money into a savings and then you get 4 flats because you weren't paying attention on the road, now you got to go buy 4 new tires, you might be stuck. But then per se, like you have money in stocks and then in crypto and then in real estate and then in your savings and then in your business. All of those, like it's never really going to be a time where all of them go up, all of them go down. You know, one going up, one going down, one going. And that's how I think managing it, in my opinion, it becomes better by diversifying and not putting all your eggs in one basket.
In one basket, absolutely.
That makes sense.
So with that being said, well, I just forgot my question.
Jamal.
No, I know his name, man. Okay, so but let's just, backing up just for the viewers and us too, we're learning.
Yeah, sure.
How do you start a budget? Like, where do you start when you say, if you're like in my position and I'm married?
Get rich off wisdom on Instagram.
Get rich off Instagram. That's how you start a budget. What's the starting point of even starting a budget and setting a budget for your family?
So the main things are going to be, of course, where you live.
Yeah.
Right. Living, transportation, your utilities, and your food. Mm-hmm. Those are the 4 things you're going to need regardless for everybody to feel like you can move on to the next day. Mm-hmm. Right. In the world we live in, you for sure you need utilities because you ain't doing nothing without Wi-Fi. So at this point, those are the 4 things that I start off with. So you start off, you call it zero-based budget, which means whatever those 4 amounts are that you spend on a monthly basis, those 4 have to be in there. Everything else after that, for the most part, 9 times out of 10 is usually a 1.
Right. No, for sure it is. It is.
Right. Majority. Like there may be a few occasions where you might have a need because it's just your particular situation. Mm-hmm. But once you get past those 4 walls, that's the 4 walls to your financial home.
Yeah.
So from there, now you decide, okay, what's all the extracurricular activities we got going on?
Right.
Yeah. What can we save or invest in that type of nature? So that's where I usually get people to start. And the main thing too is, like, this is a tip, and I'm gonna try to drop as many of them as I can. I can remember off the top of my dome, but if your housing or your mortgage or your rent should not be no more than 25 to 33% of what you take home.
Right.
But what you take home.
What you take home, not your gross. See, a lot of people will budget off of gross pay.
Yeah.
Like taxes don't exist.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to budget. So people be like, I'm gonna make $5,000 a month, and then boom, they get that check and they be down. Government take they 20% or whatever, 22%, and you be saying like, hold on, dog, I gotta cut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, if 25 to 33% is usually like the ideal number that you want to stay in between for rent or mortgage. Now, it's not to say like, oh, if you're at 35%, oh, bro, you just over budget. Like, I ain't gonna do you like that. But it's just like, if you spending here, like, then I know, like, now we got to figure out where you can cut as well.
Right.
I tell people all the time, you can show me your expenses, and I can basically tell you what you value.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
So I do kind of want to get, for our single visionaries out there.
Whoa.
When you searching for a lady or a significant other, what are those? I know finances are important, but like, what's the question that you ask them, or how do you have that conversation, especially with money?
This in America. Okay, so dealing with single clients or married clients, right? The conversation is completely different. When you're single, you can do whatever you want with your bread, game. Whatever you do is on you. If I give you a plan and you don't execute it, it's because you
effed it up.
Like you knew before you spent it that you shouldn't have spent it, but you was like,
right. I get it back.
Right. So now, in a marriage situation, right, you're considering a lot of different things. Like, the healthcare is more expensive for women, or like if that's coming out your check, or you may have like with kids. Every time you run by, you might run by a store or something, like they're gonna want a little toy. Every time you ride by, I don't personally eat McDonald's, but I'm just using this for
kids.
You ride by McDonald's, they gonna want a 4-piece nugget. So you gotta like
the emergency room.
Bit by bit, you start dropping 5, 5, 5, 10, 5, 5.
Right.
You look up, you like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened?
And you know what's crazy? One thing I didn't think about before I had kids was how much I was gonna have to call into work, because my son, something has happened to my kids, like I've never called in this much in my life, but and that's part of the reason why we moved back home to Oklahoma, because it's hard being somewhere by yourself. And now I don't have to call in as much because we have help. We have my mom, we have aunties, cousins, whatever. In some cases, I call in anyway because some stuff I want daddy to be there. You know what I mean? So, but no, continue, man. I just wanted to that just hit my head like crazy.
Nah, that's real. I mean, you can ask John. Those are some of the questions I gave them. Like, Carrie, how long are you gonna be working? Because you got to plan that out, or how long you think you're gonna last. Because you might not last as long as you think you're gonna last. Right. So it's like, it's two different approaches, because I've seen couples live off of one income.
Oh yeah, that's us right now.
And stash the other. I've seen some only have one income and have to work with that one to make sure everything is good. So there is no cushion of like a secondary income. And then you've seen I've seen two that don't make as much, but they prioritize their budget so well that you wouldn't even think that like they have stacked what they have stacked. And you see the opposite. I've seen 90,000, 100,000 a year because of lifestyle creep. Like John said, you make more money, your expenses increase. But they just got lifestyle creep. So it's like, oh, now I got this bread, I'm gonna get the Benz. Oh, this house is too small. It ain't even too small. It's just the fact that now you can afford a higher mortgage. Now you want to move. That's 100%. And you feel like a lot of people always feel like they have to show what their salary makes.
And that's part of our culture too, man. It's a shame. I didn't even mention. The number one reason why we're living off my budget is because we just started to be smarter, because I make enough, and daycare is so crazy these days. I was like, it'd be cheaper. You stay home, take care of the kids, and I do my thing, and we bless. You know what it is. But that's
bro. I ain't gonna lie. With that, I was just like that with the car. I ain't even gonna cap, because I was just driving the
Altima.
07 Altima. But I'm like, bro, I'm coming out this Altima like clean. It's like I don't even match my how much, like bro, you know what I'm saying? So bro, right. So it was just with the car. I ain't gonna lie. I had to get like a fly car. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man,
You deserved it, bro.
Oh,
I've been riding.
Thanks.
And that's the thing. Like, it's not to say that you don't deserve stuff for your hard work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think timing of when to spend it becomes a big key too.
There you go.
So, like, people be like, you may come out of college or whatever, and people be like, man, I'm about to get this job. First thing I'm buying is XYZ. And I'm like, just wait about 2 months. I said, just save 2 months and just tell me what it feel like. I'm only asking for 60 days. I ain't asking for a lot.
That ain't a lot.
60 days. Because when you start to look in your account and you do see them racks start rolling in, and
it feels good.
You kind of be like, I can do this for another month. And then before you know it, it's another month.
6 months.
And then now, 3-4 months later, it's easier
I don't need
to make that purchase.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. You should definitely plan to spend. You should definitely plan to spend. Even if you want to go big, when I'm on vacation, now me, I like nice things, but I I don't need a lot of nice things. You know what I mean?
Right.
If this works and this is, I don't need the quality, the quantity of a bunch of nice things. I just don't see, you know what I'm saying? In some things, in most cases, like clothes and stuff like that, I'll get by. My family, my kids and my wife, that we'll go somewhere together, and y'all think I ain't even with the family because I just got on my black shirt and some jeans, and they like to look nice. But my wife, she takes care of me. She's like, nigga, you got to look like the team too. So she deals with a lot of that, buying me clothes and stuff like that. But no, I like that a lot though.
Man, one thing Jamaal has done, bro. I feel like I wish I would have took that leap. I know I talked to my Lon brothers, and I was like, man, y'all went to Jamaal. And, shout out Kendrick, shout out Reagan. They both said, yeah, we went to him. And I was like, and I just didn't know. I was like, man, what is it? What is it? And like, what's the point? What's all this, bro? And I mean, Jamaal, you could talk a little more about your business and what you do kind of different than, maybe somebody else is like, I can make my own budget. But I always feel like letting somebody, me and Trevor had this conversation, we need to just start letting people that like doing what they do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing it wrong, and then now you in a hole.
Right. Yeah, let me add to that, bro. So I've been more of a student this round, bro, because I'm in my financial literacy bag right now, learning investing, learning money. Really the past year and a half, 2 years is whenever I started to realize like I don't know shit about money.
Yeah,
and so
which is crazy.
Where I came from, bro, I promise you, when those light bulbs cut on, and I actually started, because I also say I'm a spender because I feel like in order to be an investor, you got to be able to spend your money. Because my dad was really tight. My dad taught us, bro, don't spend nothing on nothing.
That's my problem.
You know what I mean? So
that's me, Trevor.
Just hold it. So it's like I got that, but then I got my mom that went in debt trying to make sure we had a good life. Like she swiping that credit card, working extra hours, going hard. She's a big spender, big giver. And so I'm like, mom over here spending all this money. Dad, I was kind of confused, bro. I was like, how do I handle money? Yeah. And so I'm a long way, bro, just from reading books, studying. And I have diversified my money, into crypto, stocks, have different stocks accounts and stuff like that. But what I don't have is a financial advisor or a financial coach. And I'm realizing that I'm missing that. Me and my family, we're missing that. And I'm a little apprehensive because I feel like you should be selective in who you trust with your money, especially like, fiduciaries, like, or brokers and stuff like that. Like I know fiduciaries are like for you. They have to have
what's a fiduciary?
You asking me?
Yeah. What's that?
So it's like it's an advisor, a financial advisor that doesn't get commission like off of products and stocks, like stock options. They can't like say, hey, you should put your money in here, and behind their head they're like, okay, if you win or your percentages go up, I get a bonus.
There's no personal gain.
There's no they're just there for you. But it's like, who do you trust? That's been my question. So like, I ask you, Jamaal, like when first off, why is it important to have a financial advisor? And then two, when selecting one, like how do you know someone's right for you or your family?
Good. That is
a great question, Trevor.
So I think, my belief is that in order for somebody to teach you something, they should have probably went through it. Right? Yeah. So, I mean, there's regardless of how many books, videos, like lessons you sit in class, nobody can teach you something that you've experienced and either failed at or succeeded at. Right? Because life is the best teacher.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the main questions I ask people is like, anything that they help me with, you did this before?
Yeah.
That's a good question, but it's the most real. Don't tell me something that you ain't ever did.
Yeah.
Right. So that when I'm selecting people to like include in my life, and I ain't even talking about just finances, just anything that I'm asking about. Bro, you've been through this. Like you can't tell me how to deal with. Like people can give you advice, right? You can be selective in what you take and don't take, but Like, how would you feel if somebody that's like been single for like the past 10 years trying to give you advice in your marriage?
Right. Oh man,
that's
God
crazy.
bless you, brother, but I'm scared.
God bless you, brother.
So it's just one of those. It's one of those type of things. And I think, see, like what I do in my personal business is I don't have like you have to talk to me every month type of deal. So for me, what I'm doing is we talking check to check. What are you doing with your money? Right? So we start from a zero-based budget based off of what you make every 2 weeks, week, or month, however you get paid. We listen out all your expenses, and I'm basically helping you create a plan to realize when that first check hit, you need to cover these, and this is why. When that second check hit, you need to cover these, and this is why. Because sometimes, like people with credit, right, they miss payments on credit cards, and it dings your credit. It's like making an F on the test in school, and then you got to come back and make like 300 A's just to get your score back up.
Right.
Like get your grade back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we talk about that. We're talking about just like what is included. Do you have certain type of insurances? Like, and if you can't afford them at the time, it's okay. But let's get to a point where you can afford it. But you can't get to that point if you don't even understand where your money is going now.
Yeah.
So I coach more in that aspect, and I avoid the advising because to me it's kind of like what you said. Like advisors, they do make some money on the back end because they're helping you manage, right? And they don't necessarily meet with you on a month-to-month basis. But at the same time, like, I don't want to give you $10K for my IRA to invest, and then you lose it for me because I'm gonna be pissed at you. Like, why you told me to do this?
Right.
Yeah.
Now I gotta find you and we gotta screw up. Oh, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I put my money away. So I don't think it's necessarily a gain in having a financial coach or advisor, but you do have to have somebody that has kind of went through certain experiences for you to be able to tell you, like, this is why you should and shouldn't do what you did. So for me, like, I'm big financially, but I made a mistake with credit. I closed a credit account. My very first credit account that I ever had, I closed it. I learned a year later that you are not supposed to close credit accounts. Right. And that was the first thing I told John, like, how many credit accounts you got open? Don't never close any of them.
Yep.
And this is why. And I could give you a story to tell you, this is why. Right? And for people that don't understand why you don't close credit accounts, is because a part of your score is based on how long you've had your credit history open. So if you have a card open and it's been open for 3 years, say you bought something massive. I don't know. You put a $10,000 expense on it, took you 3 years to pay it off. You paid it off, and you're like, "Oop, I ain't got to deal with this credit card no more. I'm going to close this joint." So what you just did was you just lost the 3 years that you had a credit account open as a part of your credit score. So it lowers the amount of years that you've had credit history.
Man, that's game, bro.
Right? And that's 15% of your credit score.
Yeah, I was about to close this JCPenney's card. We ain't even got
that. He said we ain't even got JCPenney's.
I was about to close it.
No, but even that I did, Jamaal, you can help me, but the old accounts, like, I feel like we brought up recently, say if I was to open a card in KO name and when he's 18, he got 18 years worth of credit history.
Crazy.
But if he was to get a new credit card, right, at 18, now it'll be a zero years with this credit. It's the average of your credit cards.
Yeah.
Right?
So what you would want to do per se is when they're old enough, most time I believe it's 16. Some credit card companies let you do it at 16. Just add them as a user to your account. Your credit is good. It's gonna reflect for them. Now when they turn 18, they not starting at a 650 or 600. They starting at almost where you start. Right. So you save that much time. Like, I couldn't even get it when I came out of school. I couldn't even get a card. I had to get a secured credit card. Right. So when I say I went to bank, this is me just dipping my toes into credit. I'm going here, denied.
How old are you?
Denied. I'm 29 now.
No, I'm saying
I graduated at 23. I graduated, 23, and then my master's at 25. So at 23, I'm applied, denied, applied, denied, applied, denied, applied, denied. Little did I know that every time I was applying and denying, my score was just
going
dropping. I'm paying no attention to it in that sense because I'm thinking I need a credit card.
Right.
For what? To build my credit. Meanwhile, I'm doing everything losing it.
I lose it. It's crazy.
Ain't even got the game, and you lose it.
And by the time I got a card, man, I just and another thing, and this goes back a little bit to your question. Just sometimes, man, I ain't gonna say it's so much of who you trust because the lady that told me about a secure card was in the bank, the same bank I got denied in. They didn't tell me about a security card. Like the person I talked to that denied me was like, "Oh nah, like, no sir, you gotta go. You didn't make a cut." You know what I'm saying? I went back in another day to ask why I got denied, and the person that I talked to, which is just a blessing because that person was there for me to talk to, was like, "Why you just didn't apply for a security card?" And I'm like, "Tell me what the hell that is," because I haven't a clue.
Well, what is that?
So a security card is basically saying you're gonna have a very small balance. You might have your credit limit might be like $200, right? But what's happening is you're fronting 100 to the bank is gonna front the other 100, and that establishes your credit. So your secured credit card literally has that very small balance. And what I did, and she gave me a little bit of game, which made me kind of started my financial literacy process, which was like, hey, every time you when you get gas once a month on that card, as soon as you get your gas, pay it off. Don't touch it no more for the rest of the month. If you go out to eat, even if it's $10, swipe it one time that month, pay the $10 off instantly, then don't touch it for the rest of the month. So I did that for 8 months. My score jumped from like 620 to like 7, I think it was like 715.
Wow.
Just off using it one time a month.
That's some game right there.
Wow.
Right? So, and the thing about a secure card is like half the bank is yours and half the money is the bank's. So you can use up to the 200 as long as you pay it off. But since we're stuck on the credit card conversation, I'm going to say one more thing. Your credit usage is 30% of your credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the two biggest things that affect your credit is not missing payments and your credit usage. So 35% of it is just literally making payments on time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's 35% of your credit. The other 30% is if my credit limit was at 200, my goal was not to spend more than 10% of that. That's my personal. That's how I tell people. Some people will say 30, I say 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if my limit is 200, I'm only capping at 20.
Right.
I'm gonna use 20. Make sure my usage isn't over. Now, if you pay your card off every month, you can spend the 200 in this particular scenario and pay off the 200. But if you feel like there's something you got to pay for and you got to carry a balance over for the next month, keep it under 10% of your total usage. So if you got 5 cards, that's $1,000 a piece. That's $5,000 that you have total. The goal is if you have to carry balances over, keep your total overall balance that you owe between all 5 under $1,000 because that's 20% of that 5,000.
That's
right. Just that alone will steadily increase your score because you're making payments. That's 35% of it, and then the other 1,000. The other 30% is just the fact that you're keeping it at a low usage rate.
Right.
So those are like 2 things right there that can easily boost anybody's credit. I gave people, man, somebody I just talked to literally a month ago was below a 650, and they used their card twice. Or I saw 2 months ago, and it wasn't even a client; it was just somebody in passing. They used their card one time a month. Their score jumped like 100 points.
Wow.
Security card jumped 100 points.
Crazy.
It's just that simple now. When you start getting to 730, 740, 750,
it get tough.
now you got to start learning new tricks to increase your score because they like, bro, you ain't finna abuse this all the way up.
Right. So does that work with regular credit cards as well, and not just security cards as far as once a month?
Yeah, secured, unsecured. As long as you're keeping your balances under 10%, honestly, the best thing to do is always pay them off, right? Yeah. So you'll hear myths and like, well, if you pay it off every month, and like I've heard somebody say, like, if you pay it off every month, the credit card company is not going to raise your score, right? They're not going to, because they're not making any money because they make their money off of the interest that you will owe from paying off a balance, which is not necessarily true. Every time a credit card is swiped, wherever you swiped it, like that company is paying the credit card. Right? They're getting a fee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
1 to 3%. Every time you swipe, 1 to 3% of whatever you purchase is going to that credit. That's how they're going to make their money. So if you can, try to keep your balances empty or low and just use it. And then in regards to not okay, so I know there's a lot of voices talking. I heard somebody say, I was just about to close my card or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, JC Penney.
So in this case, don't close it. And I knew it was somebody I couldn't remember. Don't close it, but just use it once every 18 months. Because if you don't use it, then they'll close it for you. And then they'll
T-shirts, them JC Penney T-shirts.
Yeah, I can get some. Yeah, get some white tees.
Hey, just literally,
Get some draws or something.
But I can say, bro, as a Jamaal said, don't tell me if you ain't been. I've went to Jamaal, bro. Like I said, I wish I went to him right after I graduated. I feel like things would have been completely different. But I feel like if I was to explain it in my own words what Jamaal does, bro, I feel like he maximizes my money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he just had a little trick. I ain't gonna give out all your games, Jamaal. But
Yeah, let's not, bro.
I ain't tripping, man. Because the thing is, it's out there for people. It's not a thing of I'm trying to hide. Like I'm not really doing it for a personal financial gain in a sense, right? Like when people come to me, like John, the first thing I told you was like how the meetings work, and I'm like, you don't have to pay per month. You come to me when you need it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Don't put $40 or whatever the amount is aside per month for me. That's not what I'm really here for. I'm here to get you structured.
Right.
So eventually you can leave me.
That's he said. That's the goal.
I'm not trying to keep you.
It's a real nigga,
years, bro. Like learn how to put you in and then get moving.
I was just about to say that credit card business is a smart business to get into. Like they make their money whether you F it up or not, boy.
Right.
So.
No, but with Jamaal, like for instance, it was just one slight thing. We used to pay our rent all at the same time. Boom, first of the month. Boom, pay rent. Jamaal was like, no. On this paycheck, pay this much, and on this paycheck, pay this much.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do.
Because he was like, on this week, you got this bill, these amount of bills you got to pay. And on this week, you ain't got that much bills you got to pay. So you can afford
I'm going to schedule a call with you, man.
Oh, Jamaal.
Man, hey, Jamaal, how can they do that, bro?
Yeah, man. Talk to them about your business real Put yourself on, man.
If you want
for sure, man. So Get Rich Off Wisdom. The website is getrichoffwisdom.com. You go in there. The button is schedule appointment. It's going through some knickknacks in a sense of just like what I'm trying to do. So, like I said initially, the way it'll work is you'll schedule a free consultation, 30-minute consultation. In that consultation, I'm basically asking you where you at in your life and what are you trying to do. That's what all the questions derive around. So, do you student loan debt, card debt, credit card debt, personal debt? What?
Stressing BJ out right now.
You swear niggas with that, man.
I'm asking you what debt you have, how much money you bring in, and then those 4 walls that I mentioned earlier. What's your average? Like, what you spending on those 4 walls per month? Yeah. Man, I got people that drop like, man, when I tell you, I had a coworker. I can say this because she's not a client. I had a coworker. It was her and her dude, just them two. She was dropping like $750 a month in groceries, and they were still eating out.
Gosh,
damn.
I said, why?
Dang.
I said 2 people.
90% of their check go to food.
I said 2 people. She said, yeah. Well, I like to make steaks and filet mignon. I said, okay, that's fine, but you're still going out. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem. Right? So, like, we had a quick conversation because she was just like, "Is that too much?"
Yeah, for 2 people, yes, it is. No kids. What are you talking
about? Household of 4.
I got 4 kids.
You got a house.
It's coming. Praise God.
So, I mean, like,
PB and
man,
J.
all else to say, man, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what people spend money on, right? And how much they spend towards it. But going back to the business, you schedule a 30-minute consultation. We'll talk about those main questions. Figure out your short and your long-term goals. So everything you're trying to accomplish under a year, everything you're trying to accomplish over a year, and then from there, I send you like this workbook. The workbook, and it's an Excel workbook. So the workbook includes things like I'm basically challenging you to get inside of your money in a way that you probably never thought about it. So you're listing all your debt, but on the side of it, you're listing like all of your minimum monthly payments. You're listing the interest rates on everything that you have, your APRs. Like it's basically saying like you got to complete this workbook before we do our next meeting to show that you're really serious about changing your life about money. So you're listing all your debt. I ask you to create a budget for the current month that you're in. So, and then with that, on one of the tabs, we end up making a yearly budget. So what a lot of people don't realize is that, whenever your birthday is, Christmas, anniversary, whatever it is that may require you to spend bread, right? You spend more money in those months, but your paycheck was the same.
It's the same paycheck.
But what you supposed to do, dog? What you supposed to do, dog?
I do a little overtime.
Right, happy life.
I do a little overtime.
So basically, what I'm trying to get you to balance is like, okay, you got certain months in your life that's important, right? Yeah. And I know they're important because your budget shows you they're important. So you make a budget for every month, January through December. And then as we get to that month, or like say we go 3 months down the line, at the bottom, it's basically going to show you how much you're either going to overspend or over or underspend based on what you have. So it's like, if you know you finna go crazy in November and December, lower your expenses in the months where you have nothing going on. There's no reason to spend no extra money because you don't have it. Like, find a way to lower it in that month.
Okay.
Wow, smart.
Okay. That makes sense.
So that way at the end of the year, you have the money and it doesn't really hit you in a sense of like, now I got to drop all this bread this month because you're going to kind of put aside some money in the earlier months. And then at the end of the year, for example, some people will have like an excess of like $10,000. So then my question is like, okay, if this is your budget for the whole year, where's that $10,000 going?
Yeah.
Now we got to talk about your 10 racks that's sitting to the side, or your 2 rack, whatever. It could be 1 rack.
Right.
Where's that 1 rack going? Could it be going to saving, investing, the business, some sort of passive income? My job is to make every penny every penny that you have has to have a job.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's real, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you're explaining is so it's really a necessity, bro, for people. And I want to highlight the importance of what you do because I feel like as our culture and even me, bro, you know, we have so much going on, right? Yeah. We hustle, we grind. We don't really have enough time to focus solely on our money, like with what you're saying, and break it down. Right. So if you have,
real quick,
go ahead.
Why is it that you feel like you don't have time?
No, what I'm saying is I feel like if we have somebody to hold us accountable, we will make time. But if we try to do it ourselves, we don't make time, bro. Is what I'm saying.
I see. Or for say we think we think we
got it handled.
Yeah, we think we don't have enough time to sit down.
That's an excuse.
But it's just it's not a priority. So basically, what you're saying is that managing money is not a priority. Just getting the money.
Yeah.
Right. That's the problem.
Like you know, my people are from a Jamaican descent. So literally, like, man, you got Jamaica, like people got like 12 jobs, bro. You be like, bro, how are you doing this? Right? So but the same with black people. Like we will go get multiple jobs, side income, side hustles, or whatever the case may be. Right. And we'll get the money. We got all the energy to get it.
Yeah.
You will never sit down and be like,
all right, what's going on?
We'll binge watch.
That's backwards though.
The Walking Dead or The Office. There's your time right there, bro.
Yeah,
like
listen,
them 2 episodes of whatever you just watched, bro. That's an hour of sitting down and looking at everything that's important.
And I ask people. So what I do is, another tab that I have is called a weekly spending homework. All you're doing every Sunday, it probably takes people 10 minutes. Everybody I talk to says it takes them 10 minutes.
Right.
It's a sheet where you go through and I have categories and stuff set up. All you're doing is telling me that week how you spent your bread. 10 minutes. You can go to your bank statements and just think about any times you may have used cash. You're just listing, okay, so, week 3 of March, I went out to brunch. I spent 42, 35, whatever the case may be. And this is all going to be compared to your budget for that month. So you can see on a week-to-week basis, like, what you're spending. It takes 10 minutes. And then, so in that case, like what I do for my clients is like, if you complete that for a month, you basically get like a discounted meeting for your next meeting because it's helping you stay accountable with what you spent. So it's helping you. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Right. It's helping you. And then you kind of just get to see, like I had people be like, bro, I I didn't even realize I was going to brunch that hard, dog. Like I was dropping stupid bread.
Yeah.
And then now they take one Sunday and be like, I just chill at the crib. They go brunch the other 3 Sundays. But they wouldn't have seen it if they didn't really take the time to look at it.
Yeah.
So that's something that's included what I do. And then I also ask people to just like, besides that, we have like a retirement tab, a list of different retirement accounts that you can have set up. And we're talking about like what you have in there.
Yeah.
Is it going to get you to where you need to go? If not, how can we put more money from there inside of your budget? Yeah. What can you cut back on? And sometimes people can't cut back. It's the reality. Like everybody's income doesn't allow them to come back, like to cut back on expenses. But what I ask people to do is prioritize what you do.
Right. Yeah, and that's crazy. I'm glad you said that, man. You're helping me a lot because my wife has been, though she's a spender, she has been wanting to be more responsible and she's been wanting to sit down and like, babe, let's like write this out and do this and stuff. But I'm like, we don't even know what we're doing. We don't even know how to do that. To be honest, you know what I mean? So,
and that's okay though, bro. That's okay, bro. Like,
it's okay.
I think that's the first step. Is like. Is realizing that you don't know. I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
That's a good step that a lot of people don't ever get to.
Yeah,
they think they got it all together. They don't want to hear
nothing. And you know, with your girl, I mean, you know, my wife, we've been together for a while, but I still be trying to, you know, impress her for, you know what I mean. So I'm like, I know what I'm doing, baby. You know, this, and that, you know.
I know what I'm doing, baby.
I really don't know. So, man, Jamaal, I'm definitely gonna be giving you a call, bro. You're gonna have another customer for sure.
So man, you do the consultation. The first meeting after the consultation is 100, right? But with that 100, and I mean, it's not like say like if it's you and your wife, then it'd be you and your wife on the call. It wouldn't be like she 100, you 100. Like it's like y'all together. Like it's y'all's money, right? But the reason why that mean costs what it costs is because I'm asking you like deep questions and what you're trying to accomplish in order to give you the most precise recommended plan that I can.
That's like the foundation, right?
That 100, that
100 save you, bro.
That's like the foundation of it.
Yeah, that 100 don't save me money. Yeah, no facts. Shoot, I thought you were gonna say something crazy than that. I don't know.
Nah, man.
Rich.
The thing is, honestly, man, like I'm not in it. Like when my first client, like she make bread, like just simple as that.
Yeah.
And when she was like, "This was good. How much I owe you?" And I told her, she was like. What? That's it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, because it ain't about the money. Like for me, it's a culture thing. Like it's just something where like if you build a structure,
clear vision, bro.
You could pass a structure down.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like even if you have a business that you've been having open for 50 years, but it ain't got no structure. The minute you pass that thing off, nobody's gonna be able to sustain it.
Right.
Facts.
So that's kind of how you look at your budget.
I think it's crazy that 70% of this, for myself, I can't speak for y'all, but 70% of this conversation or on this episode is my first time hearing. You know, so I think it's our job to make sure that this shouldn't be the first time that we learn about money. You know, we're 26, 25, you know, turning 26. This should not be the first time we're learning about money, so we got to change that, dog.
Yeah, that's what really charged me up too, because now, like when I had a son, you know, 2 years ago is when I had my son. And so I was like, damn, like you just get hit like, okay, I got a lot to learn in a little amount of time because I got to raise this boy up knowing everything that I know plus more. And so I was like, hell no, bro, I'm going to learn this money shit. Because I think the reason why, like you say, Eli, some people that never hear about it is because, bro, niggas are just scared of money, bro.
Yeah,
like, bro. You're scared of what you don't know.
Hey, you know I'm gonna be transparent, bro.
Come on.
Yeah. I haven't done Jamaal's weekly homework. But I'm gonna be in a moment of full transparency. I'm scared to see what I put on them.
There you go. Yeah,
you scared.
It's okay though.
It'll stress you out, bro. I'm scared to be stressed. I'm like, God dang, what is this?
But
you know,
it probably ain't that bad, bro. I don't think we go from our budget too much. The stuff that we focus on, like, you know, we handle all of it. But
it was that damn cheddars. It was that cheddars.
Man, what Jamaal knew, bro. We told Jamaal straight up.
Go get your own food, man. If you are gonna go out, shoot. God,
bro, we told, and just so y'all can get a perspective, bro, on how Jamaal moved, bro. He don't starve you from stuff you like. So when we first started Jamaal, we told him we like eating out, bro. Me and Carrie like going places and eating. We don't cook. This before KO. We don't cook or nothing. He was like, all right, bet. I think you gave us. I think he gave us. It was over. I think 75 or no. We had 75 now. I think it was more. I think he gave us like a week to eat out, bro. But that's still a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's still a lot. But he still had groceries on here. He said y'all still need to get groceries.
Yeah,
y'all still need. And he pointed out the necessities, and I think, bro, it made me feel better because when I think of money management, I'm like, you can't eat out.
Do this.
You can't go to the movies. He had money for us to go to the movies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We have funds to do whatever we wanted to do.
Yeah.
that's dope, bro.
Yeah,
But a lot of people, I didn't know that. But when I went to him and I seen that.
Yeah, and that's just what I just got from him. It's not necessarily changing your life completely. It's just prioritizing, a couple of things that you got going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I remember John hit me and was like, "Yeah, bro, I said, how much y'all spend on eating out?" He was like,
that's what
I was like, bro, you gotta be open with me. Like, you gotta keep it a buck with me, because if you don't keep it a buck with me, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Right. And then he got to the point. Now it's to the point where like John just shoot me a text. And this is another thing I do too. Like, bro, if you got one question to ask me, don't schedule on me. Don't spend your money and schedule on me, bro. Shoot me a text.
Right. That's like, real though. But not everybody do that though. Not all advisors and stuff. No, they don't do that.
Facts.
Yeah. And like, John knows, like sometimes he might have hit me up. I might have been in the middle of refereeing a game or something, but I'm gonna hit him back. You know what I'm saying? It might not be instant, but I'm gonna get to you. You know what I'm saying? But like, he hit me and was like, "Yo, I got this money. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Bet, schedule right now." Like, that's different because now we got to talk. But one time he was just like, "Should we do this?" And I'm like, "Well, what this number look like?" "Yeah, you should do it." Boom. It was done. No meeting. Right. You know what I'm saying? So once we establish that relationship, my thing is, once I understand your thought process of how you think about money, we don't have to have as many conversations. I don't have to break your bank to do that. Yeah. Like, you can ask, because now we don't have enough conversation. Trust me, the questions I ask you, I'm gonna know enough about how you think about money by the time we done. Like, I can go explain it to anybody that I need to go explain it to, which I'm not. I'm just saying, like, I can do that after I ask my certain amount of questions, because I'm gonna ask you some deep questions. Like, why do you do this? Like, interest rates. Like, people be like, "Man, I don't even know what my interest rate is." Well, guess what? You got 7 cards. Go find all of them.
Facts. He did. Yep. Hell yeah. Well, he said we was like interest hit on the car. He said, "Oh, y'all need to find out why y'all ain't supposed to have this for another 10 months."
Damn.
And so like I'm telling you, he coded what he do, man. Everybody needs.
And I try to leave you. I'm never gonna come in and give you one option. So like most of the time, when you ask people a question about anything, they give you one option. This is why you should do it. Do it now.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, all right, yo, this is plan A. You want to get the business going and you want to save too at the same time, you're going to have to pay this, and this now. If you don't want to do that, it's going to be a monthly expense, but you're going to cut back on this. Then I'm going to give you options B and C. And we're going to talk about all 3. Facts. Because at the end of the day, as somebody said earlier, you can testify and give all you want, but that person has to feel comfortable like doing what they do with their hard-earned money. Yeah, you earned your money. You have a right to spend it how you spend it. Right. I'm not gonna say do this plan or like you can't talk to me no more. Just like you know what I'm saying? Like, here's the 3 options. What did we agree to? Now, what you tell me you agree to, the next time we do speak,
I'm gonna hold you to it.
I'm holding you to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And bro, I told Jamaal, I was like, bro, I just shot him a text. I was like, bro, I want to start spending some of my money. I want an allowance, bro, just an allowance. And he was like, bet. He cooked up that Excel for him, bro, and changed the game. Also, we was like, we want to start going on trips. He was like, okay, when? And that's when he talked about people being honest. You just got to be real. We say 6 months. He'll like, all right, do this every week. And bro's consistent, bro. And I'm just giving you your flowers, bro. You doing your thing. Yeah, we really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, you're a real one, bro. Especially, like Trevor was saying, a lot of people won't shoot that text if you got one question, bro. You're really doing it to help everybody out. I mean, definitely helped us today. You definitely helped me, bro. I'm really real deal, not playing, bro. I'm gonna get your number from John.
Yeah, for sure, man. What I'm trying to do now is kind of just like at a very, very small. I'm trying to put it together, like, because this is considered my off season from basketball. Yeah. So, like, I mean, I do a lot of different things, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I got my 9 to 5 as a financial analyst. I do this. I just got a vending machine company going with my boys. I got a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? Well, that is with Kendrick. And, you know, some more people that I'm close to. But, like, everybody that I'm, like, working with, I got a business with my girl. Like, we got, like, multiple streams to manage whatever case may be.
You blessed, bro.
Yeah, bro, you got to come back on that one. You got to come back on that one because that's one of my questions.
It's multiple things that I have going on. But everything that I do, like, the only things that I do that I just, like, try to create passively is, like, the vending machine and, like, what me and my girl do. Yeah. But, like, everything else, like, my nonprofit, I make no bread off of that. But we trying to give out scholarships, right? Or, like, when it comes to, like, my financial coaching, my ultimate goal at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, is if I have a one-on-one client, is to have you build a structure so that way if you only need to shoot me a text, you don't have to pay for me, right? That's the first goal. If I have a group of people, I'm trying to do very, very small, affordable classes. Like, I'm talking about, like, a Zoom call for, like, 2 hours, probably, like, every second Saturday type thing where you pay, like, $5 and you can just get in there and we're going to go through different topics. So, like, I'm trying to do stuff like that so that people can just educate themselves on things. I'm not trying to just be like, this is my bread and butter and I'm going to leave my job for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just where it comes from, man. It's just, I'm a giver too. I just give in that way. I ain't going to give my bread, but I'll give you my time. You know what I'm saying?
I might go. Yeah.
So I respect that, bro.
And I mean, even things, man, I know we talked about God earlier, but like tithing.
Come on.
Right?
Uh-oh.
That's the thing that
he said, uh-oh.
That's the thing that a lot of people don't do. Right? And I don't know if everybody on here does it, but like we talk about the importance of like I don't force like God onto people. But I also think like, you know, you gotta have your priorities straight.
Yeah, right? Come on. Right? You're talking now.
What we had talked about earlier, that's a priority for everybody on this call.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, I don't know, man. It's coming and going, and as long as y'all stay in contact with me, y'all gonna see everything that I got coming up.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely, man.
Cool, brother. Man, bro, we appreciate you for pulling up, man. Facts. Hey, well, you know, where can they find you, Jamaal? If you want, where can they find you?
You can find me at JJ_Rutherford on IG.
I'll put it on screen.
So you know, you can find me there. GiveRichOffWisdom.com if you want to schedule an appointment, email, text. It all works the same way. I'll get back to you. There it is.
Yes, sir.
How do we get that merch, bro? That shirt, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Bro.
I need a hoodie of that, boy.
It's on the site. So right now, I only got black and red shirts, but I'm finna get some more merch, like of different things, like hoodies.
That black shirt. Oh.
I'm trying to get hoodies. I'm trying to get different colors and things of that nature. But yeah, man, y'all can hit me. You can order it on the site, or y'all can just hit me personally. We can get the shipping done. I'll ship it up to you.
Yes, sir. That's cool.
Amen.
That's cool. Yeah. Next time we bring you on the pod, we might have to just wear that with you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
And Trevor, bro, where can they find us?
Find us at?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, they can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any platform that you listen to your podcast. We are there. Of course, here at YouTube, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, engage with us, man. Thank you, Jamaal, for coming on, bro. For sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Yeah, bro, if they want to get in contact.
Yes, sir. Man, clearvisionpod@gmail.com, clearvisionpod@gmail.com. Tell us how you feeling, man. Let us know just off this episode. Are you a spender or are you a saver? What's your plans with your finances? We need to open up about our finances, man, so we can get smarter as a community, as a race, I think, and so we can do this thing right, man. So also, if you watch our video on YouTube or Instagram and you want to give your listening letter there, go ahead and do it. Just list it as a listening letter, and we'll shout you out and we'll get it right on the show. So, man, I definitely appreciate you, Jamaal, man. This isn't my first time hearing about you. John put me on game about the gas thing about 2 years ago. So that was my first credit card. I got my first credit card last year because of John. It was like, he give you your flowers every time, man. You're a good dude, bro. For sure.
Oh, me.
Man, and y'all, make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at Clear Vision Pod. Make sure y'all
budget some funds for Clear Vision Cash App.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all hit that. That money sign, Clear Vision Pod. I'm gonna have the link to Jamaal's website in the description below, so y'all can just click on that, get your consultation, man, and invest in yourself, invest in your children, invest in your family, bro. Beautiful. I think a lot of times we don't plant seeds because we're not gonna get to eat the fruit from the tree that grows.
Come on, John. Come on, John.
We need to change that up, bro.
For sure.
Man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Jamaal. We hope to see you again. And on them listening letters, we'll bring Jamaal back on, bro, if y'all ask some questions for him.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
This man is a visionary, bro. He got the clear vision for sure.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in.
Yeah.